Webcasting for a worldwide audience.
Good morning, this is Swazzy and you're listening to Saturday Live on Radio Lewes. And I'm here, I'm in the studio and I've managed to make it work and it's all great. And it's good. Yeah, the weather's very different today from how it was last time. I mean, last time I was down here, it was absolutely baking. And it was beautiful and sunny. And for some reason, it hasn't kind of stayed that way. Not entirely sure what's going on with the weather. I mean, I've just spent a week in Cornwall and it was absolutely beautiful. So I don't really know what happened in between times to change everything. But yeah, hopefully it's going to, we'll get the summer back, not least because it's the kids' school holidays now. Mine broke up ages ago. It feels like they've been off for a really long time. They haven't. They've been off the perfectly normal amount of time, but it just has felt like it's been a long time. So we've just come back from a week's holiday, which has been lovely. And the weather was absolutely gorgeous. We spent a lot of time out and about. A fair bit of it was spent on the beach, which was brilliant because we don't always get to do that. So it was really nice to do that. And my mum came with us as well. So we had an extra pair of hands to help me, which is always great. And the kids got to spend a bit of time with their nanny. So that was brilliant. Now, I've picked an eclectic selection of music for today. I think I always do. So plenty of stuff for you to listen to, some stuff to tell you about. I can give you an update on what's happening with theatre and music and the outdoor cinema, which I haven't got around to booking it yet because none of my friends are around in August, which is really annoying. So what I might do is just book a beach hut for myself and just drink the bar dry on my own. Just take the train, drink the bar dry. They'll be scraping me up off the beach. I'm revisiting my love of Madonna at the moment. But early days Madonna, not kind of leotard wearing, Botoxed, muscly Madonna. I mean that slightly awkward, just out of her teens, living on popcorn in a New York loft, dancing, being a backing dancer, wearing those loads of bangles and ribbons in her hair. That Madonna, that was the Madonna that I was able to be. I wasn't able to be any of the other ones, but I was able to be that one. I liked Ray of Light Madonna as well. I was a big fan of Ray of Light Madonna. I think that probably came out when I was around 30. Coming out of my first marriage and kind of revisiting and rediscovering my own life and my own identity, and I quite liked that whole Ray of Light phase. But early days Madonna, that's the Madonna I identify with. So I have to thank Mikey for that, because he posted something yesterday which was like a little just a kind of medley with little snippets of songs from Madonna's entire career, and I thought, oh, I'd forgotten I love that. Oh, that one, yeah, oh, I love that one. And there are little bits in there. I mean, there are phases where I just think, oh no, not for me. But I think that's the nice thing when an artist kind of imagines their look. This is the whole thing with Bowie. You know, he had so many different musical styles and images throughout his career that there might be a bit that you don't really buy into, that isn't really for you, but there'll be another one coming along soon that you'll love. So there you go. Yeah. So we've had a holiday. We've got another one coming at the end of the summer. Not sure I've got the stamina for it, to be sure. 2 boys is a lot of work, and they are very energetic, especially the younger one now, who's going through a really naughty patch where he just likes to goad his older brother. Boy, that's just boys though, isn't it? But they are hilarious. On the last day of the holiday, I decided I'd take them out individually and spend a bit of time with them each on their own, which was great actually, because it's quite nice to just spend a bit of time and just do a bit of bonding. But little one was still cheeky as anything, so that was quite fun. And it was great. It was really, it's nice to do a few different things, because whenever we go to Cornwall, we always do the same things. We always go to the Eden Project, we always go to Lapa Valley, we always go to Padstow, we always have a cycle ride. My mum can't walk very far now. She uses a walking stick and gets very tired very easily. So what we did was choose things that would be less strenuous for her to do, which actually meant it was an enforced slow down for me, which was quite good. And I went to a couple of really nice kind of indulgent things for me. So there was a sound bath on Wednesday night, which was amazing. It was just a really beautiful kind of healing space. There's a lot of stuff like that around Cornwall. I love going down there for that. So that was really nice. That was about an hour and a half. It was just really intense. Very relaxing. A lot of release happened with that. A lot of an emotional release. And then on the Thursday night, there was a circle gathering where we listened to someone who was talking about a particular type of hypnotherapy to help you. Partly, I think it was with self-esteem, something like that. But it was really kind of nurturing, nourishing. That was the word people kept using, nourish. And I have to say, despite it being really challenging, looking after 2 boys a lot of the time is really challenging. There was a lot of nourishing as well. Now, one of the things we did, we went to a place where there was a wishing well, and both my boys kept asking for coins for the wishing well. So I gave them coins. I said, no, you mustn't tell anyone what your wish is, or it won't come true. And they kept saying to me, Mummy, what was your wish? What was your wish? And I said, I can't tell you or it won't come true. I'll be honest with you, it came true the same night. I'm not going to tell you what it was.
Kissing like a bandit, stealing time underneath the sycamore tree. Cupid by the ocean, Valentine's to my sweet lover and me. Slowly but surely, your appetite is more than I knew. Sweetly, softly, I'm falling in love with you. Wish me love, a wishing well, to kiss and tell. A wishing well, a butterfly tale. Erotic images float through my head. Say I wanna be a midnight rambler. Quickly, the blood races through my veins. Quickly, lobby, I wanna hear those sugar bells ring. Wish me love a wishing well to kiss and tell. Oh, wishing well a butterfly tease. Wish me love a wishing well to kiss and tell. Oh, wishing well a crocodile cheese. Get up! On the beat now, Come on, wish me love a wishing well to kiss and tell. Oh, wishing well a butterfly tears. Come on, and wish me love a wishing well to kiss and tell. Oh, wishing well a crocodile cheese. Wishing well to kiss and tell. I feel like going on. I feel like going on. Come on, rock in my chest, float through my head. You make my round, my baby. Dig it. For you anywhere. I don't know, I don't care. But all I know is that I'll be midnight round, baby. Check it out.
Always loved Terence D'Arby's voice. Beautiful. I think he kind of went on a long journey and kind of changed his name and did various things and all stuff. So yes, I'm going to kind of sort of tell you stuff about what we did on holiday and things like that. But yeah, one of my wishes came true. So that's always good, isn't it? So if you fancy going to a gig today, Dave Webber and Annie Fenterman are going to be playing at the Ellie, 8 p.m, and that's £7. The next gig is then Monday. You can see Becky Rourke, Nigel Thomas, Javier Ferrero and Terry Seabrook at the Snowdrop, and that's free from 8 p.m. Tuesday is the English Tunes practice session at the Ellie, as always, 8 p.m, free. Friday the 26th is the Stevie Watts Trio at the Royal Oak, and that is free. Saturday the 27th, you can see Purple Zeppelin, Deep Purple and Led Zeppelin tribute. And they're at the Trading Boundaries, 7 p.m. Tickets are £15. You can also see Peter Collins at the Ellie, that's £6. Sweet Onions and the Muzz-Tones will be at the Royal Oak, and that's free, 8 p.m. All of those are on Saturday the 27th. Sunday the 28th, Steve Williams and the Cemetery. Sundays in the bar Double Bill. That's at the Con Club, 3:30 p.m, and that's free. Monday the 29th, you can see Jeff Mason, Paul Whitten, Terry Seabrook and Alex Eberhard, and that's at the Snowdrop, 8 p.m, and that's free. And that's everything for this month. Oh my goodness, we're really close to the end of the month. My next show is going to be in August. That's weird. Really weird. Wow, I hadn't even thought about that. So just had a moment of realisation there. It's quite profound. I know, it's all a bit strange. What else is left for July? Well, there's no other gigs left for July. On the if you want to buy tickets for gigs from our lovely friend Si, who is slowly but surely moving into here, you can still get tickets for Oasis, Oasis, on the 7th September, that's £15. Zion Train, 13th September, £15. Total Stone Roses, 11th of October, they're £15. Polecats, 20th of October, £18. I think this is the Guana Bats, 2nd of November, £18, and the Wooden Tops, 10th of November, £15. If you buy tickets from Size Sounds, there is no booking fee, and there are more acts to come. There are always more and more gigs to come, so plenty of music out there for you. I haven't been to a music gig for a while, actually. I mean, I went to the West End thing. I'm trying to think if I've got anything coming up. There are a few things I want to see. But I haven't had a chance, and childcare being what it is, it's a bit more difficult now. But I am trying to work out things that I can take my kids to. Although my son's music taste is eclectic, to say the least. He's now got his own playlist, some of which are quite explicit songs. And I've had to have a word with him and say these aren't really suitable for your age, because he's nearly 9, but they're not really suitable. So, on a very different note, Proms in the Paddock is coming to Lewes on the 3rd of August. That's the next time I'm here, in actual fact. And you can see the Jumping Jacks, Crimson Six, Lewes, Glindon, Breading and Brass. Tickets are £8 for adults in advance, £10 on the gate. Children 5 to 16 are at £3 and under 5s are free. Gates open at 3 o'clock, music starts at 4 and it finishes at 10 p.m. You can get tickets from www.promsinthepaddock.co.uk. You can also get them from the Ellie, from Tourist Information, Harvey's Brewery Shop and Richard's Butchers. There will be 3 bands, an afternoon start, nighttime finish, firework finale, licensed bar with guest ciders, cake and side stalls, veggie and vegan food and barbecue. So plenty to enjoy at the Proms in the Paddock. Yeah, I mean, it's got the same information on both sides, so I'm not entirely sure why they put the same thing. Unless they want to put it in a window, and then you can see it in the window. Yes. So my sons have started sharing their music taste with me, which is great. One of them quite likes... he's made me retune 2 of the radio stations in the car, which I've done because, you know, I want to be understanding and open, and I don't want him to rebel about things that are as important as music. So I am tolerating the music that he wants played in the car, although he was horrified to find that the station we were listening to had remixed all of the songs he liked. And I said, well, it's just Friday night. That's what they do on a Friday. But the younger one, thankfully, is still absolutely in love with this one, which is great because listening to him sing it is the funniest and cutest thing I've ever heard.
A faded sign at the side of the road that says 15 miles to the Love Shack, yeah, yeah. I'm heading down the Atlanta highway, looking for the louder, baby.
Bang, bang, bang on the door, baby.
I can't hear you.
Bang, bang, bang on the door, baby.
Knock it louder, sugar.
Bang, bang, bang on the door, baby.
I can't hear you.
Bang, bang, bang on the door, baby. Bang, bang, bang on the door, baby. Bang, bang
On the door, baby. On the door. On the door, baby. You're what?
Rusted. Love shack, baby, love shack. Love shack, baby, love
Where
shack.
it's at, yeah.
Love shack, baby, love
Where it's
shack.
at.
Love shack, baby, love shack.
I love the B-52s. And also B-52 is a great cocktail, which I haven't had for ages, but it's a great cocktail. So if you fancy some theatre, you can get down to Eastbourne and go to the Devonshire Park Theatre. On Thursday the 25th will be the beginning of a series of shows of the 39 Steps, which I've seen a few times and it's great. It is hilarious. I saw it at the Criterion Theatre in London a few years ago and it was great fun. Tickets are £19 for the first two nights and then they are £19, £20, £22.50, £24.50. If you go on the Tuesday or the Wednesday, all seats are £19, so it's probably worth it. You can go to eastbournetheatres.co.uk to book your ticket. There's an audio described performance, I think. No, it doesn't say. Okay. It doesn't say if there is one, but maybe there is. No, it doesn't say. So you can contact the theatre to find out about that. On the same day, Thursday 25th of July, the Ratonians present Top Hat the Musical. The Ratonians return to the Congress Theatre this July with Top Hat a Musical, which has Ratonians stamped all over it. Dazzling top dancing, lavish production numbers, amazing costumes, fabulous sets, professional orchestra and a brilliant score. Top Hat is the recently released stage version of Irving Berlin's classic and much loved Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers' 1935 movie. The show is packed with well-known Hollywood musical hits, including Putting on the Ritz, Let's Face the Music and Dance, Isn't It a Lovely Day, Dancing Cheek to Cheek, and of course Top Hat, White Tie and Tails. It runs from Monday to Saturday at 7:30. Thursday and Saturday also have 2:30 performances and Sundays 3 p.m. Tickets are £18 or £20. Under 16s and over 60s get £2 off, and the opening night it's £16 for all seats. And then we get into August, so I can tell you about that a little bit nearer the time. If you fancy going to the Theatre Royal Brighton, however, sorry, I'm just faffing about with all my leaflets here. I've got all my leaflets and everything. Okay. Stones in His Pockets. Now, this is not on for a couple of weeks yet because at the moment we've just come to the end of the run of Hair, which I still haven't seen. I've managed to miss it on many occasions. Things have been happening, so I've managed to miss it, strangely enough. But Stones in His Pockets is going to be on from Monday the 29th of July to Saturday 3rd of August. A small village in rural Ireland is turned upside down when a major Hollywood film studio descends to make a historical blockbuster on location. As cultures clash, it becomes clear that Tinseltown's romanticised dream of Ireland is a long way away from reality. The two talented actors brilliantly bring to life a multitude of extraordinary characters, ranging from the spoilt American starlet to the English director and the village old-timer. Often hysterically funny, thought-provoking and witty, this wonderful comedy has won numerous awards, including the Olivier and Evening Standard Awards for Best New Comedy. It's on from Monday to Saturday, 7:45, and Thursday and Saturday matinees at 2:30. Tickets start from £13, and they can be bought from ATG, which is the Ambassador Theatre Group. My sister and my brother-in-law have both worked there. I'm starting to feel a bit cold now because the air conditioning is proper on. So I think I'm going to... That beep you just heard was me switching the air conditioning off. So I'm probably going to end up going, oh, it's too warm now. So it's going to be one of those days where I just kind of go back and forth between it being too hot and too cold. Can't really get that spot on for some reason. Right, who am I playing next? Oh, yes. I wanted to play this one to dedicate to my mum, who came on holiday with us and was fantastically helpful and did really lovely things like making sure that I was eating properly and watching the kids so that I could have a bit of a break and go off and do nice nurturing things for myself. like the hypnotherapy thing and the sound bath thing. So that was really lovely. So this one, whenever I hear this one, I always think of my mum.
Woman, I can hardly express my mixed emotions at my thoughtlessness. After all, I'm forever in your debt. And woman, I will try to express my inner feelings and thankfulness for showing me the meaning of success. Please let me explain. I never meant to cause you sorrow or pain. So let me tell you again and again and again. I love you. Yeah, yeah. Now and forever. I love you. Yeah, yeah. Now and forever. I love you. Yeah, yeah. Now and forever. I love you.
Now, a lot of comments are attributed to John Lennon over the years. But apparently he said when he wrote this, he wasn't just writing it. People always thought he wrote it for Yoko, but apparently he was writing it for all women, not least his mother, when he appreciated how much the women in his life had done for him, and that he could not have done what he did had it not been for the women in his life. So people always think that it's about Yoko, but actually it was for all women, not least his mum. So that's why I always think of my mum when I hear it. I think it's lovely. Yes, so I went, I didn't go do as much running. I think I did, it was more relaxing. There was more sleeping. Oh, my youngest, goodness me. There were a few nights where he slept 12 hours, which meant he was fully recharged with cheeky in the morning. So we had a full day of cheeky based on 12 hours sleep. It was quite astounding. That kid could sleep for England. But one of the mornings I said, I'm going to go for a run. And he said, can I come with you, Mummy? And I thought, well, I don't really run very fast, so that's absolutely fine. It was great having this really cute little running companion with me. I said, okay, shall we stop and turn around? No, Mummy, let's keep going. So we ran as far as where the ducks are. So we looked at the duck pond. He collected some fossils. as he calls them. And we sort of ran to where the pretty flowers were, and then ran back. And he said, "Oh, I know this is where the bridge is, Mummy." So that was really nice to just kind of do a few little things like that, where I got to go for a walk or a run, and just be in nature to enjoy. As I'll be going back to work on Monday, back into the throes of it all. So yeah, it was nice to just kind of do some of that slowing down stuff, because normally when we go on holiday it's full on, and the days are full and packed. And there was one afternoon where we went to the beach, and the tide was coming in at a really fast rate. But actually, the lovely thing was all of us went into the sea. The three of us went into the sea, and the boys were just running around and screaming and laughing and really enjoying it. And it was lovely, because we don't often get to do that, but they both really loved it. I took them to Waterworld in Newquay as well, which is just a swimming pool which has loads of tubes and slides and everything. So that was really nice. And like I say, the weather was absolutely beautiful. So wherever we went outdoors, we had good weather. So, of course, there was ice cream every day, which is what holidays are about. And having Mum there meant that I didn't have to kind of worry about doing all of the food stuff, because she was on it, really. I have a habit of kind of getting through the day without always looking after myself properly, just because I'm busy. So it was nice to have someone else do that. And one of the things I realised from going to the two, the sound bath and the kind of special Soul Sisters type thing, was that I haven't really done those sorts of things for myself in a long time. I spent a lot of energy kind of putting stuff in place to look after the children and various other people. So it was nice to sort of stop and do something for me, to do something nice for myself. And I know it sounds like I'm always doing stuff for me. Oh, went away and did this and did that. But actually to genuinely just stop. And one of the things I did was about pressing pause. So the sound bath, the idea of it was to just be in the moment and press pause on all the busyness and all the other stuff that's going on. And the hypnotherapy was talking about being enough, feeling I am enough, which is a big thing. It's a mantra that I know a lot of, certainly women that I know, have this whole thing about being enough and being able to do the things we need to do, and to sort of say that's good enough instead of seeking perfection. That's good enough. And certainly that's something I've done in all of my life. I've had unmet expectations because of this perfectionism, this search for the absolute perfection, when sometimes just enough is good enough. Just enough is good enough. Good enough is fine. And it's that kind of realisation and that journey. So I'm not going to get too profound. You're not going to hear me sort of playing world music and getting all deep and meaningful on you, I promise. There's still going to be stupid stuff. And as if to prove it,
Can I get a witness in the darkness? 'Cause there ain't no love at all to be found. Feeling like a freight train, trying to break chains. Everybody needs somebody, no doubt. Sugar, just step into your sneakers and step behind the speakers. Your heart will keep me beating and make me a believer. Don't you want me? Don't you want me? I need some mercy on my soul right now. Give me what you got, oh, oh, oh. Give me what you got, oh, oh, oh. I said, roll up, yeah, come get your love. I don't care when we're dancing tonight, just as long as you're there in the freak of the light. I said, roll up, yeah, come get your love. I don't care if I'm losing my way. I'll be waiting for you as the night fades away. So roll up, roll up, roll up, roll up. Can I get an amen when the night ends? There's no winner when you're walking alone. Sliding down the last street as the day creeps. What you doing with nobody at home? Sugar, just step into your sneakers and step behind the speakers. Your heart will keep me beating and make me a believer. Don't you want me? Don't you want me? I need some mercy on my soul. Come on. Give me what you got. Oh, oh, oh. Give me what you got. Oh, oh, oh.
lessen the tantrums and roll up. Just thought that'd be a bit of fun, you know. I don't know what you've got planned for your Saturday, but I just thought that'd be a bit of fun. I was supposed to be going to a Pims party this evening, but because of the overnight rain, it's been cancelled. Actually, the lovely thing, I mean, yesterday driving home in the rain, it took about 10 hours to get back because there was horrendous traffic the whole way. There was horrendous traffic and really bad weather conditions. So it took 10 hours. I was in the car. I was in a foul mood by the time we got back. So I just went to bed. I just thought, I just need to go to sleep. I can't even unpack everything. I just need to take everything out of the car and just anything that needs to go in the fridge can go in the fridge, but everything else just needs to just wait and I'll deal with it in the morning. I've had a week of sleeping and resting and relaxing. I can do this. Because I normally get up really early and don't sleep very well and wake up throughout the night, which still happens. But when you're on holiday, you don't have to then get up and go to work as well, thankfully, although you do have to get up and service the needs of two small children, which is a whole different level of need. But yeah, so I went to bed and I always sleep with the window open because I like to get some fresh air. And it was raining really heavily throughout the night. And actually it was really lovely. It was so soothing to lie in a comfy, relaxing bed with I'd had to change the duvet cover because the cat had been ill on my bed. Great, thanks very much for that, Neo. So when I got home, I had to change the duvet cover. But actually, I was in my bed with my lovely clean duvet cover with the rain outside. It was just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So nice. But as a result of the rain, what I was saying was the Pims party I was going to this afternoon has been cancelled because the ground is too wet and the chairs and tables will sink into the ground. So, so that's great. It frees me up to do something else. I don't know what that something else will be, but I'll have a think. I'll decide what it is. So it's great. Sometimes when you get like a bonus, I see this as a bonus day, a bonus evening, where I can do something. I'll think of something, I'm sure. I'll probably go for a run, to be honest. I haven't been for a proper run in ages, so I might just go for a run. Haven't really been swimming very much either, so having a week of not doing a lot of stuff, I think has been better than normally. It's quite, I sort of make sure I go for a run, I go for walks, I do all of that sort of thing, and I just needed to have that little bit of kind of peace. And it was quite stressful, I'll be honest. I mean, I was talking to lovely Faye, who runs the cottages where we were staying, about this mythology of family holidays. And she said, oh, yeah, no, your family holidays are always stressful. And because often I think other people's holidays are probably great. I know people who go on holiday with their entire family. And I think, wow, what's that like? I can't imagine it. I've been spending a few hours with my family, I love, but much more than that. And I think we'd probably end up duffing each other up. So, might be being unfair. But yes, I chose this song. I heard this and I thought this would be perfect because I think each of the days was quite, in and of itself, was quite a lot of work. Lots of great stuff too, don't get me wrong, there was loads of great stuff, but there was a lot of kind of, don't do that to your brother, don't call your brother that, don't poke your brother, no, he isn't looking at you, no, I know he's laughing at you, put that down, pick that up. There was a lot of that. Those of you who have children or grandchildren will understand. Actually, no, grandchildren get away with everything. So, and obviously with my mum being there with her grandchildren, she just spent a lot of time going, don't keep telling them off. And I think, who are you? This is what you were like with me. But yes, then I went and kind of had this beautiful sound bath, which I hadn't really gone in with any expectation. And we lay on the floor and the most incredible sound therapy. It was just, I can't even describe it. It was just amazing. And the next day I felt completely different.
What a difference a day made. 24 little hours. What the sun and the flowers said you were mine. Lord, what a difference a day makes. There's a rainbow before me. Skies above can't be stormy. Since that moment of bliss, that thrilling kiss, it's heaven when you find romance on your menu. What a difference a day made, and the difference is you.
Beautiful Dinah Washington. I heard a really weird version of that, a disco version. It was not good. It was not good. When I was putting together the playlist for today, I had lots of different ideas for what I wanted to play, and I thought, okay, I'd originally sort of thought the first hour can be this stuff and the second hour can be this stuff, and in the end I just mixed it all up because I didn't really want to kind of make it too thematic. But that was really nice. Oh, Bertie the Pom there. I didn't want it to be too thematic. Now, I haven't given you my social media. So if you want to follow me on Twitter and Instagram, it's at Swazi Rogers. I think it's still Swazi Rogers. I'll check. It is at Swazi Rogers. So SWAZIRODGERS. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, it's the same thing. You can also follow me on Facebook at Swazi Radio DJ. Just checking that Instagram is the same as well. I'm pretty sure it is. Yes, if you look up Swazi, I think it actually says Swazi Core now, but yeah, I think you can still find me on that. I've got some funny stuff on there. I mean, I often post on the Swazi Radio DJ page. I try and post music every day. So a track or something that I think would be of interest. And I don't always remember, but that was when I was searching through to find one for yesterday. And actually, if you haven't already, Friday nights, it's a performance by B.B. King at Sing Sing. It's incredible, incredible. I described it as being dirty guitar. The best blues is really dirty guitar. I mean, if the Rolling Stones have some really... beautiful. I'm making a kind of a gesture to show quite how just there is just that feeling you get when you hear a really, really good blues track. And the Stones, there are a few. I mean, they're not, you know, obviously there are great blues musicians, and they have worked with some of them, and they have emulated some of them. But I often think of that dirty guitar sound, which I think Keith is very good at. And yeah, so B.B. King, there's just that really, it's a great live performance. There's chat, there's great music. It's fun. So if you have a chance, go to Swazi Radio DJ and you can watch that performance. And then there's stuff further back. Sometimes it's something that I've just seen and I think, great, love it. Sometimes it's something that I'm just feeling on that day. And other days I just think, oh, I haven't posted one today. Quick, post something. So it's not always deep and meaningful, I promise you. Sometimes it is. So the other day I posted this one and I was really feeling that.
If I could change the way I live my life today, I wouldn't change a single thing. 'Cause if I changed my world into another place, I wouldn't see your smiling face. I didn't love you, I would have turned around. And if I didn't want you, then I would want you out. Ooh, this love has filled me up. Ooh, my love, I'll never give you up. 'Cause I'll always want your love. If I could change the way I live my life today, I wouldn't change a single thing. 'Cause if I change my world into another place, I wouldn't see your smiling face. Believing is the answer to all your fears. When I first said I loved you, I went in for the kill. Now when I say I love you, I mean I always will. This love has filled me up. Ooh, my love, I'll never give you up. 'Cause I'll always want your love. If I could change the way I live my life today, I wouldn't change a single thing. If I could change the way I live my life today, I wouldn't change a single thing. 'Cause if I change my world into another place, I wouldn't see your smiling face. Ooh, if I could change the way I live my life today, I wouldn't change a single thing. 'Cause if I changed my world.
Lisa Stansfield and Changed. She's got a beautiful voice. I think she sort of reappeared, didn't she? She kind of came back from not quite retirement, but sort of. I was part way through telling you about social media. So, yeah, I've told you about Swazi Radio DJ, which is my DJ page. Some of the stuff I've shared on there recently. So you'll get links to previous shows, which you can listen to all of the shows from Radio Lewes on Spreaker. Spreaker. You're probably listening to it now. You can also get them on Spotify. If you have a Spotify account, you can listen to the shows on there. I tend to listen to a lot of things on Spotify, download them, and then listen to them when I'm on the move. So previous stuff that I've shared. So BB King, his best live performance, brilliant. The song you've just heard. Oh, the other night I was just in I was in the mood for something, as I said, something epic and iconic. So Led Zeppelin, Kashmir, live. Jimmy Page and Robert Plant burying the hatchet, not in each other for a change. Kirsty MacColl, He's on the Beach. Beautiful, beautiful song from a beautiful singer. In Excess. I'm going through a real Michael Hutchence phase at the moment. Completely loving him. Oh, and the other day, I just had a moment where I really wanted to listen to White Snake. I thought, yeah, David Coverdale. I never fancied David Coverdale, but I always loved his music videos because they were so kind of sexy and overblown, and there was so much hair. And the girls always had these long legs and beautiful floaty skirts, and he had more hair than his girlfriends, I think. Yeah, always loved Whitesnake. Beautiful. So yeah, if you go and follow me on Swazi Radio DJ, you can join in the craziness and the madness of my music choices, and hear some of the stuff that's kind of floating around in my head. I'm not entirely sure it's a very safe place to be, but if you want to, why not? Yeah. So yes, that's that. I'm going to speak to Alexa shortly. She's about to speak now. But before that, I'm just going to play you one song off my son's playlist before it gets removed, because he's decided he doesn't like the Killers anymore.
Save some face. You know you've only got one. Change your ways while you're young. Boy, one day you'll be a man. Oh, girl, he'll help you understand. Smile like you mean it. Smile like you mean it. Looking back at sunsets on the east side, we lost track of the time. Dreams on what they used to be. Some things slide by so carelessly. Smile like you mean it. Smile like you mean it. And someone is calling my name from the back of the restaurant. And someone is playing a game in the house that I grew up in. And someone will drive her around down the same streets that I did. On the same streets that I did. Smile like you mean it. Smile like you mean it. Smile like you mean it. Smile like you mean it.
Here's your news. In weather, right now in Lewes, it's 17 degrees Celsius with mostly cloudy skies. Today's forecast has some sun and thunderstorms, with a high of 20 degrees and a low of 13 degrees. From BBC Sports News.
The latest BBC Sport update.
Ireland's Shane Lowry says he's quietly confident after another impressive round at Royal Portrush saw him with a share of the lead after the second round of the Open. Lowry produced a 4-under par 67 to move to 8 under for the tournament.
It was amazing. I had a really nice day out there today. I obviously got off to a great start, and the crowd really got behind me. And what a day on the golf course. It was just, it was a day that I look back on and kind of always remember. I just hope that there's 2 more of them this week.
Well, it's a lead shared with the American JB Holmes. England's Tommy Fleetwood and Lee Westwood are a shot further back, with Justin Rose on 6 under. Rory McIlroy agonisingly missed the cut. His first round 79 left him with an uphill task of reaching 1 over to make the weekend. He fired a 6-under par 65 to end 1 shot shy of the cut.
It was probably one of the most fun rounds of golf I've ever played. I receive a great deal of support anywhere I go, but today, for whatever reason, I really felt it. I felt the love from the crowd. So many of them out there willing me on and wanting me to be here for the weekend.
Also missing the cut were former winners Tiger Woods, Phil Mickelson and Darren Clarke. Now, Algeria have won the Africa Cup of Nations for the second time. It's after a freak early goal secured a 1-0 win against Senegal in the final in Cairo. Bagdan Bounajar's shot took a huge deflection before looping over the goalkeeper and in. Senegal, who've never won the competition, they were awarded a penalty for handball in the second half. It was overturned, though, after a VAR review. Algeria closed out the rest of the game to win their first title since 1990. Defending champion Geraint Thomas lost time to Tour de France leader Julian Alaphilippe after the Frenchman's stunning time trial win on stage 13. Thompson had set the fastest mark, only to see last man Alaphilippe finish 14 seconds quicker.
Yeah, I didn't really expect that. He's obviously going incredibly well, so yeah, he's certainly the favourite I want to watch at the minute. If he can keep that up, then he'll win. But there's a long way to go. There's a lot of hard stages to come now.
He now leads Thomas by 1 minute 26 seconds heading into an important weekend in the Pyrenees. Owen Morgan says he's still considering his long-term future as England's one-day captain. It's after leading the team to World Cup glory last weekend. Morgan's been speaking after being named as the icon player by the Dublin Chiefs. It's for the first Euro T20 Slam tournament, which starts next month.
I don't think I'm in a good state to make a decision at the moment, just simply in the fact that I haven't had a chance to get away from the madness and the craze of winning the World Cup. I've not been able to get into a logical mindset and actually ask myself a couple of questions about, 4 years is a big commitment to commit to a 50-over World Cup. It's taken a huge out of me mentally and physically. So once everything calms down over the next couple of months, I'll then hopefully come to a decision.
England's women's Ashes hopes are hanging by a thread after Elise Perry's century and persistent rain thwarted them on day 2 of their test at Taunton. Australia reaching 341 for 5 when rain stopped play for the day. The tourists just need to avoid defeat to retain the Ashes. In the T20 Blast, Essex were 52-run winners over Surrey, while Durham beat Northamptonshire by 7 runs. And in Super League, there was a huge win for the Huddersfield Giants. Their 18-12 victory at fellow relegation strugglers Hull KR saw them move 4 points clear of the foot of the table.
BBC Sport.
From BBC News.
Good morning, it's Anthony here with the latest update from the BBC. Britain says there will be serious consequences for Iran if it doesn't release an oil tanker it seized in the Gulf yesterday. Iranian media says the ship had violated international maritime rules. The owners, who haven't been able to contact the crew, say that's simply not true. UK boats are being told to stay away from the area for now. Bob Sanguinetti, who's the chief exec of the UK Chamber of Shipping, says disruption to cargo through the Strait of Hormuz could affect oil and gas prices for all of us.
This is a very busy waterway through which a fifth of the world's oil supply and a third of the world's gas supply transits on a daily basis. Clearly, if the tensions continue to rise, that will have an impact on shipping.
Housing developers could be banned from designing projects so that social housing tenants are forced to use a different entrance to private owners. The government wants to end the use of so-called pour doors. Developers often have to include social housing in their plans in order to get planning permission. Here's the Community Secretary, James Brokenshire.
We should not have this sense of stigma this sense of segregation because of the nature of the home that you live in.
The official website and Twitter account of the Metropolitan Police has been hacked. A few tweets were sent out calling for the release of the rapper Digger D, who's in jail for weapons offences. The hackers also posted fake press releases on the Met's website. A mini tornado has hit Greater Manchester. Cars and buildings were damaged yesterday evening. Nobody was hurt in the incident.
Houston, this is Neil, radio check. Neil, this is Houston, loud and clear.
It's 50 years ago today that man first landed on the moon.
Although the surface appears to be very, very fine-grained as you get close to it. It's almost like a powder.
There are lots of events happening today to mark the anniversary, and it's always nice to hear Neil Armstrong's famous words, now from half a century ago.
That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
That's the latest from the BBC, but you can check back in with us at any time.
Thank you, Alexa. And it worked. Sometimes it works, and it's amazing when it does. Now, I've been saying that I'm going to catch up with all the performances that were on at Glastonbury, and there's one guy who I particularly want to catch up on, because everyone said that this was just a mind-blowing performance. But I've really, really been enjoying this song, and it is one of my older son's songs. Whenever it comes on the radio, he always goes, "Oh, Mum, is this Crown?" And it is, it is really, it's just listen to it. It's lovely. This is Stormzy.
Searching every corner of my mind, looking for the answers I can't find. I have my reasons and life has its lessons. I try to be grateful and count all my blessings, but heavy is the head that wears the crown. Amen in Jesus' name, yes I declare it. Any little seed I receive, I have to share it. Brothers wanna break me down, I can't bear it. But heavy is the head with the crown, I still wear it. You can't hold me down, I still hold. Rain falling down at the bricks, I'm still soaked. Try to put a hole in our ship, we'll build boats. Two birds with one stone, I pull both. Pray I never lose and pray I never hit the show. Promise if I do that, you'll be checking on my health. If it's for my people, I'll do anything to help. If I do it out of love, it's not to benefit myself. Ooh, gotta stay around but make a comeback too. I know my only mother wants her son back too. They're saying I'm the voice of the young black youth, and then I say yeah cool, and then I bum my zoo, and now I'm searching every corner of my mind. Search every corner, look for the answers. Looking for the answers I can't find. No, I can find them, no silver lining. I have my reasons, life has its lessons. I try to be grateful and count all my blessings, but heavy is the head that wears the crown. Amen in Jesus' name, oh yes I claim it. Any little bread that I make, I have to break it. Brothers wanna break me down, I can't take it. I done a scholarship for the kids, they said it's racist. That's not anti-white, it's pro-black. Hang me out to dry, I won't crack. All these fancy ties and gold plaques. Never had no silver spoons in our mouths, we sold light. Don't comment on my culture, you ain't qualified. Stab us in the back and then apologise. If you knew my story, you'd be horrified. The irony of trapping on the Boris back. Gotta stay alive and say my brother as well. Look at all these legends on the cover of Elle. Long time coming, but we come to prevail. I guess a little bit of heaven has to come with the hell, you know. Searching every corner of my mind. Search every corner, look for the answers. Looking for the answers I can't find. No, I can find them, no silver lining. I have my reasons, life has its lessons. I try to be grateful and count all my blessings, but heavy is the head that wears the crown.
Hopefully you can see what I mean. Just really, really great. He was supposed to be performing at Jules Holland when I went to see that a couple of years ago now, when 10cc were kind of the main act, and Stormzy was supposed to be there, but something happened. So he was last minute substituted by Ibibio Sound Machine, who were brilliant. They were really, really good. And I would recommend them if you don't already follow them. They are really good. I'm going to be taking my kids to a country open day tomorrow, of which I think there are quite a few of those going on at the moment, around and about. Last time I did the show, I spoke to you about all the open air cinema stuff that was going on, but also to tell you about Kids Week, which is for the whole of August. It started off being a week. Years ago it was a 1 week thing, and now it's just something that's been going on for a very long time, and is a whole month of free tickets for children attending with a full paying adult, and lots and lots of West End shows are included. So it's definitely worth looking up if you fancy going to the theatre. I mean, there's some great shows on in the West End all the time. And it can be quite expensive, so it's a great way to see some really, really good shows and to experience that whole thing of being in the West End and take it. I mean, I've taken my kids to the theatre since they were very little, and it's been really good to get them used to the idea of sitting in a theatre and watching a show, but also they really love watching shows, so they know what they like in terms of entertainment, which is brilliant. And I took them to see The Willows, which is a kind of modern street version of Wind in the Willows, which had some great dancing and some great music. And I wasn't entirely sure how they would engage with it, especially my younger one. I mean, he's nearly 6 now, and I think in my head I still think of him as being a little baby or a little toddler, and being on holiday taught me that he's really interesting. I mean, I say that with surprise. We have quite profound conversations, me and my youngest, and he has a really good level of understanding, which I guess I don't appreciate because I still think of him as being very little. And it's that thing where you turn around, you notice that your kids or your nieces and nephews or your grandchildren or whatever have grown, not just physically, but mentally as well. Their personality and their emotions have really grown as well. And that was really quite meaningful. And taking him to theatre from the very beginning, he used to be quite scared of the dark. My youngest is adopted, and when he first came to us, he was very scared of the dark. And this holiday, he was sleeping in the downstairs room, and I always leave the door slightly open so that he has a light on from the downstairs. But this time, the door was closed a lot of the time, and he was sleeping in more dark than he's used to. I think he's kind of getting through it. So it's that emotional kind of development, and not waking up quite so frequently as well, which I think is all part of that level of comfort, isn't it, and security. So yeah. Revelations aplenty. I think there were lots of revelations. I played this song to you last show because I absolutely loved it. So just like this time last year, I just kept playing Janelle Monáe all the time. I think Baluba Shake is going to become this year's Janelle Monáe.
Siamo i Baluba, ci divertiamo con il Baluba Shake.
Broadcasting for a worldwide audience.
Come da porta picchita va bene, se tu la parla miezza americano, quando si fa l'amore sotto la luna, come da bene in capo di I love you. Papà l'americano. Papà l'americano. Papà l'americano. Come da porta picchita va bene, se tu la parla miezza americano, quando si fa l'amore sotto la luna, come da bene in capo di I love you. Papà l'americano. Papà l'americano. Ich che sono del rock and roll, ich che sono del rock and roll, ich che sono del rock and roll.
Crikey, that ended quicker than I thought it was going to. I was trying to do the whole DJ thing there, kind of mixing the songs up and whatever. And it kind of worked. I don't know. Maybe it did. Maybe it didn't. I don't have that much stuff to tell you about this week, so I'm just kind of hanging out and playing music. Hope that's all right. I have got stuff to tell you about, obviously, but I did kind of give you a lot of updates last time. So short of repeating myself, I just thought you might want to hear loads of music because, you know, weekends are for relaxing and chilling and listening to music. So that's the whole thing. But yeah, the whole beach thing this year, the beach cinema, looks incredible. There's so many lovely things happening and so many great movies. I did actually have this open and now have managed to lose it completely. So I'm trying to make sure that I can get the right one. Luna Beach Cinema. So it all starts off in August. I think that's when it begins. I'm pretty sure it all starts off in August. So that's when you can go and, you know, see all the movies. So, sorry, I'm faffing. The Luna Beach Cinema, Brighton, that's it. I did have it open on Dirty Dancing and thought, well, you want to hear about more than just Dirty Dancing. I mean, not everyone's me. I'm only obsessed with a certain number of films. So they are going to be showing so many. And I got a little bit carried away about the whole beach hut thing last time, which I was very excited about. I think the idea of being able to book a beach hut is brilliant. And, you know, it's just such good fun to be able to go and watch a movie on the beach. So it will actually start at the end of this month. So July 31st, A Star is Born. Then August 1st, Ralph Breaks the Internet is the afternoon film. Then Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again. August 2nd, Fighting With My Family, Bohemian Rhapsody. August 3rd, Moulin Rouge, Magic Mike. That's when I'm going to be here. August 4th, Dumbo, Adventures of Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. And August 5th, Sharknado and the Meg. August 7th, Lego Movie 2, Quadrophenia is on August 7th. August 8th, Mary Poppins Returns and Green Book. August 9th, The Gruffalo, Highway Rat and Zog. August 9th again, Dirty Dancing. August 10th, Peppa Pig Festival of Fun. And then in the evening it's Grease. And in the afternoon it's Grease. And then in the evening it's Mamma Mia. August the 11th, the morning cinema is PJ Masks, then lunchtime it's Captain Marvel, and then in the evening it's Avengers Endgame. August 12th, Little Mermaid is on in the afternoon, and then A Star is Born is on in the evening. Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone is on August the 13th. That's going to be at lunchtime, and then Top Gun's going to be in the evening on August 13th. August 14th, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is the lunchtime movie, and Pretty Woman is the evening movie. August 15th, Aladdin is on at lunchtime, Greatest Showman is on at 6. August 16th, Dumbo is on at lunchtime. Detective Pikachu is on August 16th at 10:30, so that's the wrong way around, but Detective Pikachu in the morning, Dumbo at lunchtime, One Man, Two Governors in the evening. August 17th, again, it's the Gruffalo Highway Rat Zog, and in the evening it's Aladdin, the new movie. August 17th, it's Bohemian Rhapsody Sing-Along. August 18th is Finding Dory. August 18th again is Brighton Beach. Finding Dory's in the morning. Moana is on at lunchtime. Mary Poppins is on in the evening. So that's a sort of 3 weeks, I think. Well, almost. Some lovely, lovely movies on. I really, really... I'm thinking I should be here August 3rd. I really am thinking I should just get a beach hut and just hang out and watch Magic Mike on the beach. Yeah, it's really tempting. Yeah. It could just be me. It might just be me sitting there in a beach hut. It's a sad old woman. I won't be that sad. I'll have the whole beach hut to myself. Put my feet up, relax, watch the movie, have a snooze. That's probably what I'll do. I don't know.
Shattered dreams, worthless years. Here am I encased inside a hollow shell. Life began, then was done. Now I stare into a cold and empty well. The many sounds that meet our ears, the sights our eyes behold, will open up our merging hearts and feed our empty souls. I believe when I fall in love with you, it will be forever. I believe when I fall in love this time, it will be forever. Without despair, we will share in the joys of care and will not be replaced. What has been must never end, and with the strength we have won't be erased. When the truth of love are planned and firm, they won't be hard to find. And the words of love I speak to you will echo in my mind. I believe when I fall in love with you, it will be forever. I believe when I fall in love this time, it will be forever. I believe when I fall in love with you, it will be forever. I believe when I fall in love with you, it will be forever. I believe when I fall in love with you, it will be forever. I believe when I fall in love with you, it will be forever. I believe
Beautiful Stevie Wonder. I remember seeing an interview with George Michael. This was a South Bank Show special where they were talking to George Michael. It was one of the few very intimate, personal interviews that he gave. He did a few sort of later on with Graham Norton, but this was quite early on. Not early on, but, you know, it was before he kind of did more of that stuff. And he talked about how his voice was really suited to Stevie Wonder songs. So if you ever get a chance, you can listen to George Michael performing a lot of Stevie Wonder songs beautifully. And he's absolutely right. His voice is different, but it's the same. It's just they're always in the right key for him, I guess. And it's just a really different interpretation. So there are some really lovely ones, like, you know, Baghdad Cafe is one. The song from Baghdad Cafe is just absolutely beautiful. And this one, there are loads of Stevie Wonder songs that are reinterpreted by George Michael, and they really work. So that's someone's trying to break in today. I'm going to have to go and lock the door. So yeah, it's yeah. This is one I heard the other day, and it's by Winnie Reader. I don't know much about Winnie Reader or Raider. It's called I Wear a Ghost.
Showed you my tapestry, always wanted to be honest. You've seen the parts of me I tried to hide for the longest. You never asked for me to change, but I know you never would. Would it be easier to love me if I could? In a split second I get so emotional, I feel myself blowing up. It's a part where I feel I'm not good enough. I know I broke the rules again. I'm trying all I can. Do you know me? Yeah, you know I wear a ghost under my skin. If I could make it go away, will you love me all the same? 'Cause you know me, yeah, you know I wear a ghost under my skin. I wear a ghost, I try, sometimes it gets too heavy. If I could let it die, I would, but it won't let me. You never asked for me to change, but I know you never would. Would it be easier to love me if I could? In a split second I get so emotional, I feel myself blowing up. It's a part where I feel I'm not good enough. I know I broke the rules again. I'm trying all I can. But you know me, yeah, you know I wear a ghost under my skin. If I could make it go away, would you love me all the same? 'Cause you know me, yeah, you know I wear a ghost under my skin. And you wanna say we're okay, even if you tell a lie. But for now, can you just hold me? 'Cause you know me, yeah, you know me. I know I broke the rules again. I'm trying all I can. But you know me, yeah, you know I wear a ghost under my skin. If I could make it go away, will you love me all the same? 'Cause you know me, yeah, you know I wear a ghost under my skin.
It's Winnie Raeder, or Reader, spelled Raeder. She was born in Denmark but lives and works in London. And the write-up here is her beautiful musicality is aligned to the kind of songwriting that penetrates deep down into your soul. Musically astute while lyrically daring. Her incredible voice is dexterous while forceful. Yeah, so that's her album. Don't You Dare is about someone leaving you and the denial you feel when it happens. As she says, the utter desperation you feel at not wanting to accept that person is leaving or has gone forever. And she says, when you feel numbed, it feels like everything stops, silence, space. I wanted to create that feeling sonically. Wow, that's deep. I've had two endings recently. I don't think breakup is the right word, endings. One of which I'm profoundly grateful for. It feels like something that needed to happen, and I'm really quite grateful that although it happened in the worst possible way, I'm really grateful for that, because that's actually given me more than it's taken away from me. And the other ending has made me feel quite sad, very sad in fact, because it's made me realise there were a lot of things that I just didn't understand. But again, there's been a lot of learning to come from that, a lot of learning about what it means, what relationships mean and what friendships mean. And about letting go, I suppose. So one of my sons was watching Frozen a lot on holiday. The older one has seen it quite a few times. The younger one was watching it a lot, and I kept hearing the song "Let It Go." And when I first heard it, I heard it very differently. It's become a real lesbian anthem. A lot of lesbian women really. Lesbian women, lesbians are women, I know, listen to it, and it's become a real kind of anthem for that whole I'm going to be who I want to be. And my son was listening to it a lot, and I heard it very differently this time, very differently. It's funny, you can hear songs for your whole life in one way, and then suddenly one day you hear it in a very different way. Does that make sense? I don't know, maybe it doesn't.
Was waiting for you.
Wouldn't be Saturday Live without a Beatles song, would it? I always have to play the Beatles. It's just a thing. Now we're getting into the bit where it's all a bit 80s. So there's quite a few 80s tracks coming up, for which I make absolutely no apologies. That is the era that I kind of discovered the most music. Not all of it is great, but all of it has a memory. So that's kind of my era. And obviously as time's gone on, I've kind of listened to music from way before then, and kind of I've kind of got stuck in the 90s, because that's when I went to university. So it's quite nice that my kids are into music now, because they introduced me to newer stuff, which is great and good for me to hear it, because then I have to snap out of this thing where I go, oh, it's all rubbish, it's all noise. But I still listen to the stuff that I love.
Her hair is hollow gold, her lips sweet surprise. Her hands are never cold. She's got Betty Davis eyes. She'll turn her music on you. You won't have to think twice. She's pure as New York snow. She got Betty Davis eyes. Tease you, she'll unease you, all the better just to please you. She's precocious, and she knows just what it takes to make a pro blush. She got Greta Garbo, standoff size. She's got Betty Davis eyes. She'll let you take her home. Whet's her appetite? She'll lay you on the throne. She got Betty Davis eyes. She'll take a tumble on you, roll you like you were dice, until you come out blue. She's got Betty Davis eyes. She'll expose you when she snows you, off your feet with the crumbs she throws you. She's ferocious, and she knows just what it takes to make it pro blush. All the boys think she's a spy. She's got Betty Davis eyes. And she'll tease you, she'll unease you, all the better just to please you. She's precocious, and she knows just what it takes to make it pro blush. All the boys think she's a spy. She's got Betty Davis eyes. She'll tease you, she'll unease you, just to please you. She's got Betty Davis eyes. She'll expose you when she snows you. She knows ya. She's got Betty Davis eyes.
Just love Kim Carnes' voice. I always thought for years and years and years that she was a singer from Fleetwood Mac, whose name has gone out of my head completely. Kim, no. It'll come back to me in the middle of the next song. Anyway, Kim Carnes, Betty Davis eyes. Beautiful voice. I'm kind of looking at the list of songs I've got and thinking, what order do I do them in?
Don't you know, they're talking about a revolution. It sounds like a whisper. Don't you know, they're talking about a revolution. It sounds like a whisper. While they're standing in the welfare lines, crying at the doorsteps of those armies of salvation, wasting time in the unemployment lines, sitting around waiting for a promotion. Don't you know, talking about a revolution. It sounds whisper. Poor people gonna rise up and get their share. Poor people gonna rise up and take what's theirs. Don't you know you better run, 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 run. Oh, I said you better run, 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 run. 'Cause finally the tables are starting to turn, talking about a revolution. Yes, finally the tables are starting to turn, talking about a revolution. Talking about a revolution, while they're standing in the welfare lines, crying at the doorsteps of those armies of salvation, wasting time in the unemployment lines, sitting around waiting for a promotion. Don't you know, talking about a revolution sounds a whisper. Starting to turn, talking about a revolution. Yes, finally the tables are starting to turn, talking about a revolution. Oh no, talking about a revolution. Oh no, talking about a revolution. Oh no.
Tracy Chapman, I'm talking about a revolution. I listened to this album, Tracy Chapman, which was named after Tracy Chapman. When I was 18, I think I listened to it every day, repeatedly, on my Sony Walkman. I used to have the headphones. I've got big headphones now. Headphones, much like telephones, have got bigger. They got smaller and then they got bigger. So I now rock my Beats headphones in the studio, and I have my Bluetooth ones for the rest of the time. But I had the traditional headphones with the spongy covers, and I used to sit in the back of my parents' car. They used to give me a lift to work because I worked in the same office as my mum, and I used to listen to this constantly, just on repeat, on a cassette, on the Sony Walkman. Loved it, absolutely loved it. And I think I've talked about my love of Daryl Hall and John Oates before, so I'm doing a quick kind of edit of what I've got left to play, and I think there's a couple. So we did a lot of I had a lot of girl voices in my show a couple of weeks ago, and we've had a fair few girl voices now, so maybe we'll just have a few boy voices now.
Got a wife and kids in Baltimore, Jack. I went out for a ride.
What I want, you've got, and it might be hard to handle. But like a flame that burns a candle, the candle feeds the flame. Yeah, yeah, what I got, full stock of thoughts and dreams to scatter. And you pull them all together, and how I can't explain. Oh yeah, well, you make my dreams come true. On a night when bad dreams become a screamer, when the messing with the dreamer, I can laugh it in the face. Twist and shout my way out and wrap yourself around me, 'cause I ain't the way you found me, and I'll never be the same. Oh yeah, well, 'cause you make my dreams come true.
Hall & Oates, and You Make My Dreams, which I think it's been featured in a song that I like, probably. I would imagine it's been featured in a song, a film that I like. Now, I'm kind of debating whether or not to play The Police or Crowded House. I think Crowded House are going to win, but you won't know until I press the button and say thank you for listening and all the rest of it. So thank you so much for joining me. There's been a bit more music than usual. You know, I think it's been a bit of a less frenetic pace today, hopefully. Have a fantastic weekend. I'll be back with you again in 2 weeks' time. Do follow me on Instagram at Swazzy Rogers. Follow me on Twitter, same again. And you can follow me on Facebook, Swazzy Radio DJ, where I share music, and I always share a link to these shows as well. We have a live show on a Thursday as well. And there are lots and lots of other shows. If you follow Radio Lewes on Spotify or on Spreaker, you can get all the new shows on there. So I'm going to finish up for the Saturday now. Hope that whatever you do, you enjoy it. If your kids are on school holidays, I've got your back. I've got you. I'm raising my fist in solidarity. We can do this. We can get through it together.
There's a battle ahead, many speculation, but there's no proof. In the paper today, tales of war and waste, but you turn right over to the TV page. Hey now, don't dream it's over. Hey now, when the world comes in, they come to build a wall between us. We know they won't win. Now I'm walking again to the beat of a drum, and I'm counting the steps to the door of your heart. Only shadows ahead, barely clearing the roof. Get to know the feeling of liberation and release. Hey now, don't dream it's over. Hey now, when the world comes in, they come to build a wall between us. No, they won't win. Don't let them win.
Radio Lewes. Local webcasting for a worldwide audience.